World War II. First use of poison gas in battle, World War I. Operation Overlord, World War II. Germany breaches the Maginot Line, World War I. That's embarrassing. Battle of the Bulge is World War I. World War II. That's World War I. Keep calm and carry on. That's World War II. Barbarossa, World War II. Verdun, World War I. Battle of Britain, World War II. Subject of the, the book Catch-22 is World War I. Nope, wrong. That's World War II. Versailles was World War I. All Quiet on the Western Front, World War I. Schleifenplan is World War I. Second Battle of the Marne, that's World War I. Red Baron, that's World War I. American Expeditionary Force led by General John Pershing, World War I. Battle of Gallipoli, World War II. Oh, Yalta, World War II. Followed by the formation of NATO, it's World War II. Sinking of the Lusitania, that's World War I. Followed by the creation of the United Nations, it's World War II. They got busy after World War II, huh? They made NATO and the United Nations? I guess they were over it. It makes sense. We were kind of fed up with war. I mean, I can imagine. I wasn't there, but I could definitely imagine. Famous wars. The USA declares war. What's this, like 150 questions? U.S. declarations of war. Countries that fought in the Korean War. Cold War chaos. How about first and last, World War II? I wasn't going to call out that someone in chat said we. Like when I'm like, someone asked me about the Canucks game and I'm like, oh, we lost last night. They're like, oh, really? What position do you play? Someone says we about the Second World War. It probably happened like 40 plus years before they were born. You know, we're still living in like the echo of it in many ways. So it's not like there's no legacy. I'm just trying to stay consistent here. Try 60 years? Well, I mean, like my ass was born like basically 40 years after it happened. There's probably some old heads in here like me. Last surviving big three leader is definitely Joseph Stalin. So that's surprising to me. They must have been like, is it like how John Adams and Thomas Jefferson died on the same day, like 12 hours apart? First place an atomic bomb was detonated, I'm going to say it was New Mexico. Last president to take office that fought in World War II. Definitely did, and is later than any of the others, so that's a gimme. First country Hitler annexed as chancellor? Austria. Last state attacked directly by Japan? Oregon. First Axis power to surrender? This is a very tough question. I actually don't know this one. The first to surrender? It might be Italy. They were taking the heat. The rest are like a little east of that anyway. Last leader of Nazi Germany was Donitz. First Nazi concentration camp? I just don't know. I'm going to say it's Dachau. Final major offensive of Germany? Stalingrad? No, okay. I should have gone with my gut on that one. First Normandy beach attacked. Let's go gold. That's just tough. The day the last nuclear bomb used in war was dropped. Let me get an August. Last major battle of World War II. Battle of... On the Western Front, it should be the Battle of Berlin. On the Eastern Front, I don't know, maybe it's the Battle of Okinawa? Okay, hey, we've recovered ourselves a little bit. Nothing makes me feel better, by the way. I've been catching a lot of heat from chat for getting some of these wrong. Nothing makes me feel better than getting the right answer, looking in chat, and seeing a flood of the wrong answer in all caps. I feel a lot better about myself. Now, World War I got no chance. Unfortunately. American Revolution, even worse. $50 quizzes here. Roman enemies? Historic battles, A to Z. Are there any Canadian history quizzes? You know what? I got to remind myself, no matter how local a quiz gets, it can never be worse than trying to guess the name of 30 buildings in Calgary. We can't get any worse than that. Canadian history by decade. Most populous Canadian cities in history, Toronto. You got 100%. No, actually, Laval briefly. What is actually? Assiniboine, Ontario, briefly was when the Hudson's Bay Company established the fur trade. Shut up. Can you answer the questions in this general Canadian history quiz? Let's see. If I get less than 70 on this, I have to renounce my citizenship and move to Latvia. This Viking was said to have settled Canada's east coast in the year 1000. Christopher Columbus stays losing to Leif Erikson. The original name for Canada's capital city, Ottawa, Canada. Oh, shit. Upper Canada. Byword. Hull. Spezza. Heatley. Who was Canada's first francophone prime minister? Trudeau. This is a bit of a... It's a tough one. This is tough, man. Which country took control of Quebec away from France by winning the Battle of the Plains of Abraham? The United Kingdom. England. Which term is used to describe the severe hardships in the 1930s? The Great Depression. What was the name of the route to Canada taken by blacks escaping slavery in the U.S.? The Underground Railroad. What ethnic group was evacuated from the West Coast in World War II? Japanese Canadians. Which Canadian city was damaged by a massive explosion? Halifax. Canadian troops landed on Juno Beach. In what year were all Canadian women eligible to vote in federal elections? 1926, 27, 28, 29, 21. Hey! Okay. Which province was the last to join Canada? Well, the last province was Newfoundland. The last territory is Nunavut. The members of which ethnic group were once forced to pay head tax to leave the country? Chinese Canadians? Name one of the wars in which Canada was invaded by the United States. The War of 1812. The name of the Métis leader that was hanged by the federal government in 1885 is Louis Riel. Which term is commonly used to refer to early French fur traders in Canada? Fur traders. Which terrorist organization led a revolution against the Canadian government in Quebec during the 1960s? It's the PLQ? FLQ? I'm so embarrassed. I got it confused with PFK, which is French for Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm sorry. First Canadian in space, Julie Payette. Marc Garneau. Any questions? What year was Canada's constitution patriated from Great Britain? 1867, 66, 65, 64, 63, 62, 61, 68. Patriated? What the hell does that even mean? 2023. Who discovered insulin? Banting. Which tower was... come on, it's the CN Tower. All right. The original name for Ottawa was Canada? Canada. Nepean. The Corel Center. Pardonnez-moi. Le Centre du Corel. Canada's first francophone prime minister, Mulroney. Chrétien? Really? That late? Chrétien? Paul Martin? Joe Clark? Doesn't sound like a francophone name. King. Pearson. Sir Robert Borden. Laurier! Ah! I knew it. Bytown. That sounds right. This one's throwing me, though. What term is commonly used to refer to early French? Is it les habitants? Habitants? Voyageurs or Côte de Bois. And 1982, our Constitution was patriated from Great Britain, whatever that means. Bytown for Ottawa. That explains why they call it the byward market. Oh, dude, this is, come on, Canadian provinces and territories? Nunavut. Oh, what the hell? This shit is impossible. Well, like, if the map was here, Nunavut would be like right like around here, if I had to guess. Canadian history grab bag. 5 most populous cities in 1901. Toronto. Quebec. Montreal. 1901. I don't know if I put Vancouver up there, but we got to give it a try. Also, pretty insulted there's not going to be a single Vancouver on the list, apparently. Let me get Winnipeg. Okay, let's move on for a second. Longest serving prime ministers. Give me a Harper. Okay, well, give me a King. And perhaps give me a Laurier. And perhaps give me a... Chrétien had like 3 terms. Yeah. And give me a McDonald. Maybe he just stayed for like 30 years. Pearson. I'm surprised Harper's not up there. He was the prime minister for like 20 years. L&M governor generals. No shot whatsoever. Provinces and territories admitted after 1900. Newfoundland. Nunavut. Labrador. You got to take a shot at it. PEI. Yukon. Northwest. I can name them all. BC. British Columbia? I don't think so. That's not even how it's spelled. That's embarrassing. Manitoba? That doesn't even make sense. Saskatchewan? Alberta? I didn't know Alberta was like a little baby province. Current major political parties. You got the Liberals. You got the Conservatives. You've got the NDP. You have the Bloc Québécois. You have the BQ. You have the Greens. I guess they're not considered major because they didn't win enough seats in the election when they did this quiz. Prime Minister for less than a year, Joe Clark. Kim Campbell. Could not tell you the rest. Liz Truss. Oh, man. Right? Province is a confederation. You got Quebec. You got Ontario. You got Manitoba. New Brunswick. And Nova Scotia. Sea explorers. Of course, you got Samuel de Champlain. And Bill Cataraqui. Prime ministers during world wars. You got Mackenzie King. Laurier. Trudeau's not Trudeau. Oh, but he's the longest serving. Okay. I could not even tell you, by the way, who our current governor general is, which is scary because they're also like technically they're the highest governing official in the country. Who's the current governor general? Is it still Julie Payette? It's my uncle? It's me? You hear my stomach? Holy cow, it's going off, man. Did you? Holy! Trudeau's first name is Pierre. Well, older Trudeau. He died, but yes. Mary Simon. Never heard. God is my witness. Never heard of this woman in my life. I might see her every day, as far as I know. I'm hitting give up. That's embarrassing for me. Hamilton. John Turner and Sir Charles Tupper. Romeo LeBlanc. Jules Laguerre, Vincent Massey, and Roland Massenet. Cabot and Cartier, I should have known. Sir Robert Borden! He's always like my gimme guess. Hamilton mentioned, and for once it's not for the smell of the city. Okay, famous Canadian athletes. Now we're talking. Probably have to say this is Haley Wickenheiser. Yes, 1968 ski jumper. That is Craig Hoserton. That's Donovan Bailey, the world's fastest man. Michael Johnson, Here's my impression of Michael Johnson. I'm faster than you, Donovan Bailey. Oh, really? Let's race. Oh, okay, sure. Oh, my hamstring. Shut up. This is Gordie Howe. I'm going to say that this is Marc Messier. It brings me no pleasure to type that. Hap Dipperly. This is probably, if I had to guess, this is Patrick Waugh. This is Mike Weir. He won the Masters one year. This is Larry Walker. I don't know who this is. This is Larry Walker. Okay. This is probably Christine Sinclair. I'm going to say Wayne Gretzky. You know he's on here somewhere. Probably, I'm going to go back to Patrick Waugh on this one. Give me Bobby Orr. Okay. This is Bianca Andreska. This is Bianca. This is on. Can I get a spell check, please? That's not her. Okay, never mind. This is our other female tennis celebrity who is named something. I've seen her on commercials selling chicken strips. This is George St. Pierre. This is R.J. Barrett. Probably Alfonso Davies. Miles Rakonich. Really tried on that one. It's probably Connor McDavid. You know he's on here somewhere. That's a good guess. This one's probably going to be Jacques Villeneuve. All right, well, that's the worst quiz of all time. Would not have known Nancy Green. Got Donovan Bailey. Got Gordie Howe. Absolutely would have gotten Steve Nash. Ferguson Jenkins, no shot. At 100% would have gotten Mario Lemieux. Justin Morneau, I'll take the L on that one. He plays baseball. Miles Raonic, okay. I probably would have I would have typed it wrong and then asked for a spell check. Andre DeGrasse, I would have gotten this. He's Canada's bronze medal winning 100-meter dash sprinter. Christine Sinclair, we must have been one off on this one. I would have gotten this one for sure. Sidney Crosby is a gimme. Russell Martin, I would not have gotten. Eugenie Bouchard, chicken strip spokeswoman. Cindy Klassen, I probably would not have gotten. Silken Laman, I would 100% would not have gotten. Maurice Richard, I definitely would have gotten. Jacques Villeneuve, are you kidding me? We were so close on two of these, man. No Gretzky. Canadian provinces and territories minefield. Who made this? It's horrendous, dude. Joshy the Great, give your head a shake. What image hosting service were you using for these pictures, man? Were you using imgur.ca? You got to use .com, man. I'm typing Canada back into the list, though. Does green mean I've done it? Probably. Probably. No, that means it's vetted. Provinces and territories of Canada is just too easy, except for that one that I get wrong. How about find Canada's Walk of Fame inductees? This will shock you. One of the things that Canadians are the best at is telling you who's Canadian that you thought was American. I mean, like every single person on this list is Canadian. Can you believe this? We got Leonard Cohen. We got Seth Rogen. Wayne Gretzky, you probably already knew that one. Michael J. Fox, Alanis Morissette, Mike Myers. Now, this is a contentious one because Alexander Graham Bell, we claim him as Canadian. Technically, he was born in Scotland, I think. But we claim him as a Canadian because I think he invented the phone in Nova Scotia. We can share him, Scotland. It's okay. We got Sandra Oh. We got Steve Nash, Alex Trebek, Nelly Furtado, William Shatner, Pamela Anderson, Holda Lee, Drake, Leslie Nielsen, Celine Dion, Jim Carrey, Martin Short, Rachel McAdams, and Neil Young. We got them all, man. I'm not even going to do the quiz. Like, it's an insult to even go through it. Find the Women's Hall of Fame inductees. I've decided that this one's too easy, too, so I'm not going to do this one. Take me back. Take me back. I knew that. There were many women on that list I knew. Lucille Ball and etc. Can you name the NFL teams within 250 miles of Canada without naming one that's farther away? I can try. What is distance mine? Okay, I see. That's a placeholder. What the hell is 1 mile away from Canada? Maybe the Detroit Lions Stadium? Give me the Lions. And then 8 miles away, give me Buffalo Bills. 30 miles away. Give me the... Give me Minneapolis, the Vikings. Oh, so I know the Seahawks are going to be here. The Seahawks are probably about... I'm going to say they're 64 miles away, but it might be 132. Okay, and then think about this. There's got to be some teams up in the Northeast. So probably I would say that are two of these, 217 and 218 is probably the Jets and the Giants. Okay, those are 240, 240. Ooh. Patriots should definitely be up there. There are the Packers. How north is Green Bay? Pretty north. And then 30 miles. That's the one that's throwing me. There's no like team in the Dakotas. Am I forgetting another team that's in like the Northeast? It could be Pennsylvania is a bit of a drive. It's not much further than New York, but I guess I'm trying to think about how Canada... I bet... I feel like it might be the Bears. Canada kind of cuts up the gut of the Midwest a little bit in the northern part of it. It's not going to be like the Rams. Well, they're in Los Angeles now, especially. It's got to be the Northeast. This feels like a throw to me. I'm going to say that the Eagles are in there. No, because if the Eagles... Well, yeah, Eagles and Steelers, maybe. Oh! Eagles were the mine. You think it's the Browns and the Bengals? Commanders, maybe? I'm trying to think of how long of a drive it is from Cleveland... Or, sorry, from Canada to Washington, D.C. How's Chicago 15 miles away from Green Bay? It's not 15 miles away from Green Bay. They're both... The difference between both of them to the Canadian border is only 15 miles different. Excuse me, the Washington Commanders do not play in Washington State? How could you get... Just because they're called Washington, you think they play in Washington? LOL. LOL. Yeah, actually, maybe the Colts are on here too. Closest NHL teams to Canada? Yeah, I mean, like, I would probably say like the Ottawa Senators are pretty close to Canada. Okay, there we go. We got the seven of them already. Okay, 1 mile away from Canada, it's the Red Wings. 2 miles away from Canada. I don't know where the Sabres are probably 75 miles away. Never mind, they're 2 miles away from Canada. Shows what I know. 75 miles. When was this quiz made? I don't know. The Kraken are definitely okay. Yeah. And then now it's the same quiz. Boston Bruins. Say the New York Rangers. Say the New York Islanders. Say the New Jersey Devils. We'll say, and that's an easy one. I definitely think you'll see the Flyers in there. Definitely, if Ohio is, well, you know what? The Capitals should be in there then too. And then the Penguins must not be too much further. They're actually a lot closer. Then you'd be talking about maybe those Ohio teams I previously disrespected, such as the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's way closer to Canada than I thought. And then you'd be talking about the Wild. Now things get interesting. I guess you'd be talking about the Chicago Blackhawks. And then 400 miles. I mean, that's pretty far. You're starting to get down there. I think you'd have to think about my personal opinion, Carolina Hurricanes. Oh. Blues, Predators, I could see as well. Colorado, I was thinking about, but I'm like, man, it's got to be a long ass drive from Canada to Colorado. That's like 4 states down. It's not Vegas. Vegas is like it's like a 3-hour flight from Vancouver. I mean, Vancouver's like 50 miles away from the border, but here, I'd like to see the results. What did we miss? Can I see the answer, please? Can I see the answer? You have to redo it to get it? It's a damn scam. I could definitely see the Blues. No, there's no shot it's going to be like the Coyotes, man. And California is so far away from Canada, by driving at least. I think St. Louis and Nashville makes sense to me. Closest MLB teams to Mexico? No. I'm guilty of like when I think about America, I'm so sorry about this, but I'm not from your country. So like, fuck you. So when you think about Canada, like people, the average American can name like 1 or 2 Canadian provinces. And then if I'm like, well, to me, like America's kind of like 4 countries. You got like the West Coast, and then you got like the Northeast, and then you got the Southeast, and then you got everything in the middle. People are like, fuck you. Arkansas and Oklahoma are very culturally distinct. And I'm like, prove it. And they're like, we're working on it. We're working on it. So I'm guilty of thinking of America kind of as like 2 coasts. And then also like they're in the middle. Well, it's like 2 coasts and then like the American South. And then basically everything like east of Washington and west of Illinois and then like north of Texas and south of the Canadian border is just like a bucket of states where I'm like Idaho, Wyoming, both Dakotas, Montana, Missouri, et cetera. Like all that stuff is just like, for me, I'm like, it gets a little muddy in there. That sounds right to me. Let's hear your opinion on Saskatchewan. All you need to know is that they call a hoodie a bunny hug. It's not as bad as a chili bin, but it's still still pretty silly. Old photos. Who is it? Oklahoma takes bologna and puts mashed potatoes with peas in the slice and eats it like a taco. What the fuck? Really? Oklahoma makes a taco out of a bologna shell with mashed potatoes and peas in the middle? Is that true? Go to hell, whoever said that. No, we don't. Stop making things up. Yes, it's true. I'm lying. It sounds pretty bad. There's some foods where, like, whenever there's like a county fair in Texas, they're like, we deep fried Coca-Cola. I'm like, that sounds like it'll kill me, but it sounds kind of tasty. The bologna and mashed potatoes taco, no, no, no. That one just sounds bad for you and bad. Someone just say in Iowa they dip their cinnamon buns in chili. Is that true? That one is true. What? Dip a cinnamon bun in chili? No, you eat them separate. So, like, if you went to a restaurant and you ordered chili, they would be like, what do you want with that? Tortilla chips, bread, or a cinnamon bun? Yes. That's fucking weird, dude. It's not like crazy. Like, it's not like they make you do like a tap dance to get your meal or something like that. That's probably more of like an Oklahoma thing. But they give you a cinnamon bun with your cinnamon roll. Okay, someone's very upset that I said cinnamon bun instead of cinnamon roll. I promise you that in my head, it does not change the insanity. It's like, oh, now that I realize it's a roll and not a bun, that sounds normal to me. I mean, grilled cheese in like tomato soup, that makes sense to me. Cinnamon roll and chili, they seem kind of disparate to me, but what do I know? Great way to ruin a fairly healthy meal is to add a 1,200 calorie cinnamon roll next to it. But, again, what do I know? I don't live in Iowa. Much like 99.4% of America, I don't live in Iowa. This is, I'm going to have to say that this is Harpo Marx. This is definitely Billie Holiday. This is Winston Churchill. Now, here's the thing, because, like, I'm going to burn a lot of clock here. I know that Laurel and Hardy has one skinny guy and one fat guy. But because it was like almost 100 years ago that he was famous, I don't know whether this guy is skinny or fat. Because George Costanza has gone from, like, on TV, he's supposed to, like, in Seinfeld, you're supposed to be like, look at how overweight this guy is. And now you watch it and you're like, he's just a normal guy. So I don't know if he's the skinny guy or the fat guy, man. I'm going to say that's Hardy. Oh, no. That's Amelia Earhart. I know that one. It's Queen Victoria. I know this guy. That's Walt Disney. That's Mae West. Nope. You Dumas? Nope, that's Charles Dickens. He's seen better days. I'm just going to say it. I don't care who hears it. Albert Einstein, he's kind of a little daddy, right? He's kind of a cutie. I never noticed because the only photo of him was like his hair all like puffed out, sticking his tongue out like that. He's got a little Sufjan Stevens thing going on here. This is Warren Beatty. This is Billy Wilder. That's Frank Capra. This is Al Capone. Jack London. Total guess. This is Miss Trunchbull, also known as F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is the president, and I always forget the name of, Woodrow Wilson. Jesse Owens. Gertrude Stein. Margaret Mead. This is, I think, Daniel's VTuber. I'm going to say it's George Gershwin. I know this guy. This is William McKinley. It's Prince Philip back in the day. You can see it on his face because it is his face. Old photos, who is it to? Steve Buscemi. It's Ed Sullivan. Steve Martin. W.C. Fields. He always wore that hat. It's Oscar Wilde. Jennifer Goodwin. Ava Braun. Ulysses S. Grant. Shirley Temple. That's John Wayne. Say Harold Lloyd. I'm insane. Edward R. Murrow. I'm not insane. Gertrude Stein. One of these days. I know this guy. That's got to be Charles Schultz. That's Dr. Seuss. He's not wearing a stethoscope. Benny Goodman. Oh, I lost it. This is Babe Ruth. This is Louis Armstrong. Jacques Cousteau. This is a very old photo of Bela Lugosi. I guess they'd all be old photos at this point. That's Peggy Fleming, because I don't know who anybody on this list is. This is definitely Mickey Mantle. This is Mark Twain, also known as Thomas Edison. This is King... fucking... Jesus Christ. This is Norman Reedus. This is the king who abdicated the throne. That's Edward VII. That was not even in the right name. Does look a little bit like John Hamm. I could see the John Hamm. They should give me like new photos. Who is it? I'd be a lot better at that. Pablo Picasso is not Bruce Willis from Die Hard. It's this guy right here. Pele, you are Pele. Coco Chanel. That would have been like my third guess. J. Edgar Hoover. It's this douchebag right here. Never mind. Really? Wait a minute. Oh, I clicked on McCarthy. My mistake. It's just a whole potpourri of douchebags to choose from. Jack Benny. I don't know who you are. Probably you. Queen Elizabeth II. Snap, pack one, pick one. Alexander Graham Bell. Charlie McCarthy. These are not real people. These are chain-smoking ventriloquist dummies. He's got smoke coming out of his damn ears. Is you? No. James Dean. It's you? Louise Brooks. Don't even know who you are. Wrong. Winston Churchill. It's you right there. Calvin Coolidge. Got him. Harpo Marx. He's crazy. Mark Twain. Vince Lombardi. This dude looks nothing like the trophy. Well, this is Kissinger. This guy, to me, has the most football-esque haircut. Wrong. Charles de Gaulle. Khrushchev. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Well, you're Teddy Roosevelt. It's probably you. Agatha Christie. There's some pain in those eyes. Nope. Joan Crawford. It's you? I don't know how I knew that, but it's right on the average. Dude, who's doing these quizzes? Like other septuagenarians like me? They're cracked. This is where it all began. The Cavern. The Beatles played here. Okay, so this is in Liverpool. This is in Paris. This is in Easter Island. This is in South Dakota. This is in Hollywood. I'm cracked at naming places. Maybe I am a little face blind. This is Chicago. This is Las Vegas. Dude, he's pogging. He's like, I got one of those at home, dude. That's Lee Harvey Oswald getting shot in the gut. I'd have to assume it's in Dallas. This is in Pamplona, Spain. This is Philadelphia. I would have to imagine this is New York City. Never mind. New Orleans. This is San Francisco. Vancouver mentioned. This is London. This is... I'm going to pass. This is Moscow. It's got to be Michigan. It's Iceland. I mean, Wyoming. Indianapolis. Tennessee. New York City. Norway. Girl, when will you learn? They couldn't have put like a cross-country skier in the photo so that I would know. The Little Mermaid? The Little Mermaid was made in Florida. Where is this? Venice. Brandenburg. I mean Paris. This is in India. This is in London. That's Trafalgar Square. This shit is in Monticello. That's Virginia. This is St. Louis. This is San Francisco. I'm so sorry. I always forget which country has Machu Picchu and which country has the other one. What's the other one called? Chichen Itza. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I mean, it looks like it says Chile on the card. Wrong. The card says Moops. It's Brazil. I'm going to guess that this is Hawaii. It's going to be Rome. It's, to me, this looks like Oregon. Same difference. This is England. Music City, USA is Nashville. Some of the world's worst country music artists have come from there. Hello from Parrot Jungle. Going to assume that Parrot Jungle is in Key West. This is the Netherlands. This would be Scotland. It's going to be China. This would be New York City. And this would be Switzerland. Could have been better. Old photos. Old photos. World leaders, I got a shot. Never mind. This is actually Phil Rosenthal from Somebody Feed Phil. He's a happy, hungry man. He's trying to understand the pull of pasta, pork, chicken, and lamb. He will drive to you. He will fly to you. This is Cuba. This is Japan. This is also Japan. This is Palestine. This is North Korea. This is the Philippines. This is the United States of America, bitch, don't forget. I just don't know. This is Uganda. This is France. This is Russia, also known as the Soviet Union. This is fucking, that's Canada. That's Pierre Trudeau. What the hell is he wearing, man? He's got like an Arctic fox on his head or something like that. This is also, this is Italy. This is the United Kingdom. I have to say Iran. Gonna have to say India. Gonna have to say Chile. Now that's tough. Gonna have to say Switzerland. He's smoking a cigarette in his photo. Okay, it's Iraq. This somebody feed Phil. It's actually, I'm losing it, man. He's like a spitting image. I think it's Romania, by the way, but it's so similar to the face that Phil from Somebody Feed Phil would give after he takes a bite of like a Philly cheesesteak or something like that. I think this is Phil from Romania. I had to. I've already gone Japan. I'm going to say you're in Kenya. Okay. It's a pretty good performance, though. It is Ethiopia, you're right. So everybody's telling me about Chrono Photo, okay? I have seen Chrono Photo where you get a photo and you guess what year it was taken in. The first photo I got with screen capture off was a man holding a gun next to a pile of dead bodies. So I've been, I think it was just a bad roll, but at the same time, that really diminished my appetite and also my appetite to play it on stream. Okay, now did I just search Peloton and not find? I was expecting there to be name the Peloton instructor. They don't have one. They have active cycling monuments winners, but that's not. Do Sufjan Stevens lyrics? Sufjan Stevens. No quizzes found. Sufjan Stevens. I only know the 2 albums, man. Can you name the tracks on Illinois by Sufjan Stevens? Based on track length? Are you crazy? At least give me something. Here, I'm trying to find something. Dudes, Sufjan Stevens fans go crazy. Can you name all of the lyrics to Predatory Wasp of the Palisades by Sufjan Stevens? I mean, I could. There's fucking 296 words in the song. I could give it a shot. I don't think we're getting to 100, but be something like Sufjan Stevens fans be like, I'm crying. Speaking outrageously, I write in cursive, I see in the face by on the door. I'm not as good as I thought I was. wearing 3 layers of coats. This is a tough quiz, man. And leg warmers. I see my own breath on the face of the door. Ready? Oh, I am not quite sleeping. Oh, I am fast in bed. There on the wall in the bedroom creeping. I see a wasp with its wings outstretched. I see a wasp with the wings, with her wings out, with her. Okay, there we go. I see. I didn't know that. Hold on. I got 10 minutes to do this, man. This is really a quiz for like me and 11 people in chat, right? Maybe 1,100 people, but still. Thinking outrageously. I write in cursive. I lie. I sit in my bed on the floor, with my clothes on the floor, with my feet on the floor, with the book on the floor. He's wearing 3 layers of coats with leg warmers. She's north. That is the thread, man. If I didn't catch that thread, north of Savannah, north of Savannah, I came out wearing my brother's red hat. Canceled? Sufjan Stevens canceled? They're on the... Oh, man, this is getting tough. Sufjan Stevens predicted the 2016 election. We raced north of Savannah. Hurricane. I come out wearing my brother's red hat. They're on my. Oh, how find me some how. How I meant to tease, not tase. him. Oh, how I meant no harm. With my I'm losing him. Like, come on. Listen, at the end of the song, oh, great heights. Oh, hallelujah. Yeah, okay, we got that one. And then we were in love. Palisades. Palisades. I can wait. I can't recall the state that I'm in. The state of my heart. He was my best friend. Okay, we got a thread here. I mean, like, listen, if they made us say this over and over, this is just chaos. I can wait, we were in love, Palisades, Palisades, I can wait, hallelujah, I can't recall, I can't believe the state that I'm in, the state of my heart. He was my best friend. Deep in the flowers, the prairie below, I can tell you that pleasure is great. I'm losing it. I'm having a stroke. Is it prairies? Maybe you got, yeah. We rattled and shaked. I gotta pee so bad too. I'm gonna accept this, okay? Listen, all you need to know is that in my car, when no one's watching, I know all the words, okay? Okay, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be back for Jackbox in 3 minutes. I'll see you then. Beep boop beep beep boop / marker. Excuse me, computer. Can you run 2 minutes of ads, please? Jarvis, hit these insolent fanboys with 90 seconds of advertisements.